Have you ever wished you could actually walk inside your AI image, control the camera like a real filmmaker, and build an entire cinematic scene without touching complicated timelines? Because that exact limitation is what most AI filmmaking workflows have struggled with. And now, that experience has completely changed. AI video creation just took a major step forward, and honestly, the difference comes from how much control you now have directly inside the creative process. Instead of treating images as flat results, you can enter them as full 3D scenes, move around naturally, adjust perspective, and refine composition right inside the environment. Basically, working the way filmmakers think when designing a shot. You can also generate variations in grid layouts to compare ideas instantly, almost like building a storyboard before animation even begins. And when it comes to video generation, the system now understands cinematic genres, meaning action, horror, comedy, or suspense automatically influence motion pacing, camera energy, and overall scene behavior. On top of that, you can create multi-shot sequences, direct character emotions and dialogue, maintain visual consistency, and even control motion timing before rendering, including slow motion or high energy pacing. Everything now happens inside one unified workflow, from prompt to cinematic video, using real camera lenses, film style movement, and full frame control built directly into the system. So in this video, I'll show you exactly how this changes AI filmmaking and how you can start using Cinema Studio inside Higgsfield AI to create your own cinematic AI video from start to finish. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use Cinema Studio 2 on Higgsfield AI to create a very cool film. This is a complete system, meaning a full workflow you can follow to create a hyper-realistic AI film from beginning to end. Basically, these are the exact steps involved in AI filmmaking using one connected environment instead of separate tools. The first thing you need to do is go to Higgsfield.ai. You can simply open Google, search for Higgsfield.ai, and then enter Higgsfield.ai from there. Once you arrive, make sure you select Cinema Studio, specifically Cinema Studio 2, and that will bring you to the main working page. Now, one important thing you must notice is that the best way to start AI filmmaking in this workflow is image to video. Basically, instead of starting directly with video, you first create the image that becomes the foundation of your cinematic scene. So the first step we'll focus on is generating an image. Here, you describe the image you want to create. For example, you can type something like a man walking inside an empty elevator. That description represents the scene we want to generate. Make sure the image option is toggled on so the system knows you are creating images first. Next, you can select the number of variations you want. You see options like 1 to 4 images, and you can choose 4 so the AI generates multiple versions of the same idea. This helps you compare compositions and choose what works best for your scene. After that, choose your aspect ratio. If you're creating landscape video, select 16:9. If you're creating portrait content, you can choose 9:16. For this tutorial, we're working with 16:9, so make sure that is selected. Then you move to resolution. You have 4K, which takes longer to process, 2K, which is mostly recommended, and 1K for faster generation. For a balance between quality and speed, I usually go with 2K because it gives strong visual quality without excessive waiting time. Now you also see grid generation. This allows you to choose how many images appear in a grid layout. You can select 1x1, 2x2, 3x3, or 4x4. We'll start with 1x1 first, and later we'll generate again using a different grid so you can see the difference clearly. You can also add a reference character here. Basically, you upload an image, give it a name, describe the subject's features, and save it. This allows you to reuse the same character across images and videos, helping maintain visual consistency throughout your AI film. Next, move to the camera lens section. Here, you select the camera style, which makes the process feel more like real filmmaking instead of only writing prompts. You see options like classic film or premium large format, and here I'm choosing premium large format. Then choose your lens type. For this example, we'll go with the premium modern lens. After that, set the focal length to 35 and the aperture to f4. These settings depend on your preference, but this is the setup I'm using for this scene. Once everything is ready, click generate and wait for the images to process. Once the images are generated, you can go through the variations one by one. You'll notice multiple versions of the same scene, each with slight differences in composition and feeling. This gives you flexibility to choose the image that best represents the cinematic moment you want. One powerful thing here is that every generated image can become more than just a picture. You can use it as a reference, animate it into video, or even assign it as a start frame or end frame for motion generation. Basically, each image becomes a building block for your AI filmmaking process. Before moving forward, let's try generating again using a grid view so you can see the difference. Go back and select a grid layout, for example a 3x3 grid. Keep the same camera settings, generate again, and wait a few seconds for the results. Now you see multiple images combined into a single grid. The cool part about this feature is that you can easily download each individual image directly from the grid without needing to crop manually. Each image also represents slightly different actions or visual interpretations, so you can quickly pick 1, 2, or even 3 options that match your intended scene. Another feature available for each generated image is upscaling. You can open the advanced settings and upscale using the Topaz model upscaler, which is considered one of the best AI upscaling tools. Basically, upscaling increases resolution and clarity depending on your final output needs. You can choose the model and scale factor, then run the upscale based on your requirements. You can also enhance the image further by changing angles and orientation. This is one of my favorite parts because you can generate up to 12 different camera angles from a single image, allowing you to create multi-angle shots while keeping the same character and environment consistent. In addition to that, you can create a 3D reference scene. When you generate the 3D scene, you can move through the environment and explore the space directly, basically turning your image into a navigable cinematic environment. This becomes very useful when planning shots before animation. Now let's proceed to creating the video itself. Choose one of your images and set it as the reference image. Once selected, toggle the video option on, and this opens the director panel where you begin defining motion and storytelling for the scene. Inside the director panel, the first thing you do is describe your scene again, just like earlier. For example, you can write, "A man walking in an empty elevator." This defines the action you want the AI video generator to create, basically telling the system how the motion should behave. Next is movement. You can manually choose a movement style or simply leave it on auto movement. I usually leave this on auto so the system handles the motion naturally based on the scene description. Then you see speed ramp, which is one of the coolest features introduced in Higgsfield Cinema Studio. Basically, speed ramp allows you to control how fast or slow your video feels before rendering. You can manually adjust timing or leave it on auto, and in this example, I'll keep it on auto. After that, select the duration. You see options like 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 8 seconds, or 10 seconds. Here we'll leave it at 5 seconds. Then choose between single shot, multi-shot auto, or multi-shot manual. Single shot creates one continuous shot, while multi-shot auto allows the AI to generate connected shots automatically. Multi-shot manual lets you describe each shot yourself. For this tutorial, we'll choose multi-shot auto. Next, confirm the aspect ratio. Again, we are using 16:9 for landscape. Then choose quality between 720p and 1080p. And here, 1080p gives higher resolution output. You can also set batch size, which is simply the number of video variations you want generated. We'll leave it at 1. Now comes the genre option, another very cool feature. You can select action, horror, comedy, western, or suspense. Choosing a genre basically changes pacing, camera energy, and cinematic behavior automatically. For this example, I'll select suspense, but you can choose any genre depending on your story. You also have audio controls where you can toggle audio on or off, and you should make sure start frame and end frame options are selected when needed. Once everything is set, click generate and wait a few seconds or a minute for your video to render. And that's basically how you start your AI film journey using Cinema Studio 2 inside Higgsfield AI. This is the foundational workflow for creating cinematic AI video from image to final motion. Later videos will go deeper into more advanced explanations, but this gives you the core understanding needed to begin AI filmmaking confidently. If you want access to the platform, you can check the link in the description of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.